I know it's back for my good friend. Well, I call him my friend. He's a good acquaintance. I'd like to think of him as my friend. But you think everybody in Newcastle County is your friend, Mr. Chris Coons.
Well, Tim, I've really enjoyed representing the 530,000 people of Newcastle County for the last 10 years.
Do we have that many here now?
We have 530,000 people here in Newcastle
County. Holy cow.
Yeah.
It keeps growing. Last I was remember, it was like that 400,000 mark, but we've got another 100,000 have come in.
It's about two-thirds of the state.
Yeah,
well, that's good for our marketing.
Yeah, and when you're talking, when you're talking about taking care of two-thirds of the state, that's quite a responsibility. I mean, that truly, as I've always said, you know, the governor's got his job at that county council. When you got 530,000, you're taking just about the majority of them on a daily basis, you know. And some of the things you've done over the time, I mean, where are we at with the, you know, when you look at the county today, I mean, you know, I see all the new libraries, you know, we've kind of completed that task we were on and keep building those and being sure we're doing the things. Where are we at county-wise?
Well, in terms of our finances as a county, like the rest of the world, like most people's home budgets, like most businesses, we had a real crisis in 2008. Newcastle County's money almost only comes from a property tax, real estate transfer tax, building permits and fees. So when the housing market collapsed back in late 2008, our finances went through the floor too. And we had the worst budget deficit we've ever had as a county, about a 20% deficit,
I don't know that
just like the state.
Anybody out there didn't, you know.
And we fixed it. The punchline, really, you may have just seen this the other day in the paper, and I'd be happy to start off on this point. We fixed it. We balanced our budget in 2008, 2009, 2010, and this year we actually have, for the first time in 6 years, a surplus without having to use anything out of our reserves, which was a result of we cut the size of the county workforce. I took a pay cut. The entire county workforce took a pay cut. I remember when
you stepped up and did that.
We trimmed back a fair amount of our operations and activities. We did raise some permits and fees, and overall, we cut more than we raised, but we balanced the budget.
We're back to balance. We're back to balance.
We are back to not only balance, but having a modest surplus, and we have what's called a AAA bond rating from all the bond.
I mean,
because it's good news.
It's called a triple what?
We have a AAA rating from all three bond rating agencies.
Oh, cool.
And out of 3,000 counties in America, we're one of just about 20 that have that rating. And that means that the bond market, which analyzes how local governments are in terms as a risk for lending to, we're one of the strongest in America. We're actually just about to go out and issue new bonds to refinance our debt to reduce our debt payments. We expect to have that reconfirmed.
Well, I have seen nothing because I see some different things. They say this is getting better, this is getting better, but we're actually in pretty good shape. Now you had it there again. A lot of people got upset, and I understand that. I was too. You had to increase some taxes. I mean, but at the same time that you did that, you did make some cuts.
We cut more than we raised, and today the average homeowner in the unincorporated county pays $500 a year in county property taxes.
Yeah, which isn't bad when you're talking about that. You know, you got to support. You're looking at police forces, and
police and paramedics in the 911 center, parks, libraries, senior centers, sewers, housing, zoning, and all the economic development work we do. We have partnered closely with the governor's office to bring back to Delaware a number of jobs. We help partner with bringing Sally Mae here, with bringing the new reopened Valero refinery under PBF, to get Fisker Automotive encouraged, incentivized to be here, and lots of smaller companies that are employing 30 or 50 or 70.
We want to throw a plug to VP Oil.
VP Oil,
Fuels, I should say.
A great Newcastle County-based company we were just talking about before we came on.
Maybe we can get them to grow a little bit.
Be wonderful. Anything that will grow jobs, we're excited about.
So it's summer youth employment. Brittany always does a great thing with this, because that's one of the things you see a lot in the paper and stuff like that. Kids, you know, it's important they have jobs. I mean, what's going on with the...
We competed for and got a special grant from the Department of Labor that allowed us to recruit, place, and train about 180 youth this summer that had constructive jobs. Many of them worked in Newcastle County government, helping make our parks and our libraries and our departments run well. Many of them also serve with nonprofits in our community,
summer camps,
more than 20. We also ran summer camps, 1,500 participants in 6-week camps at 8 locations.
Now, when you're talking about the county running camps, I mean, that's some of my $500 that I just paid you for my,
Yes.
that's where that's going. You know, that
many of the
supports that.
campers, their parents paid a modest fee.
Right.
Some of the campers got a partial scholarship.
That's
and we
what
have
I'm
lots
saying.
of college kids doing that for the
You've got to work that you get those that can't afford it, and that's one thing. And when it's county run, you make it affordable for everybody, depending on yourself.
It gives them something positive to do in the summer. It helps. We employed a lot of high school and college students as the camp counselors. We made active use of a lot of our county parks for the summer, and it frankly gave kids a positive place to go in what otherwise could have been a pretty tough summer.
Yeah, when you're talking about all that and everything, it's important. You know, you've done such a great job, and I didn't realize how nice.
You never
are.
see any of that in the paper, or at least I haven't, and I look at the paper.
I don't feel bad now that you raised my taxes. I don't feel bad because we're back to a balanced budget. Now, when I was really concerned, you're going to raise taxes here. Now we're going to have to do it again because they're still. But doing what you did.
We did not raise them this year. This is back during the budget crisis more than a year ago.
Right.
And crime is down double digit. Most parts of crime all across Newcastle County has been down year over year, in part because we hired more police, put more police in the field. We are part of a cutting-edge study by the American Heart Association that shows our countywide paramedics are among the best in the country at saving folks who have cardiac arrest or other life-threatening problems. As you said, we've delivered libraries, we've delivered parks, and the summer youth program we talked about.
And libraries and ambulance service in the same building.
And we're trying to get all of that pushed out for what I think is an affordable charge for the
Which I
average
thought was great. Did you know that the Kirkwood Library actually has an ambulance
Paramedic
service
station.
coming right out of that building there? So you utilize.
So you're double dipping. That's cool.
Well, that's if you're going to build a building, what makes sense to me, you know, and it's a state-of-the-art place, may I add too.
I've been in it.
Let me mention one other great thing we're doing through our libraries. We got a grant that allowed us to launch a job training program. We have several hundred free public access computers in our libraries. We have 15 libraries in our countywide library system. And lots of folks search for jobs on the internet these days. So we got a special grant called the Rewired to be Rehired program. Hundreds of people have participated in it, and we have an all-day job fair on September 28th at Rockwood from 10 to 3. If you're interested in learning more about this program, go to your local county library or call 395-5555. It's about trying to meet people's needs.
Yeah, and of course, website out there, there's the Go to Government web, your county website. You're going to find out all kinds of information and stuff. That number will be there, I'm sure. Now comes, you know, because now I'm saying, wait a minute, I don't want to vote for you because I don't want you to leave.
You want me to leave being county executive?
But it's important that we get to Washington with that same mindset.
Right.
It's very important we get to Washington with that very same mindset that you're talking about.
What I hear from folks up and down the state of Delaware, Tim, as I've been running for the U.S. Senate the last 6 months, is they want someone with common sense solutions. They want someone who's met a bottom line. They want someone who's focused on jobs, on getting America back to work. They want to know that we're going to manufacture things in this country again.
Keith.
That we're going to get back to made in Delaware, and that we're going to make sure that our education system and our government are focused on preparing our community, our next generation, for this century and for the competition that we face globally, that we're going to be focused on laying the groundwork for this next generation, not just fighting over advantage for the next election. And that's what I think my last 6 years in county government has shown, is that kind of leadership, that kind of long-term focus, and that kind of energy.
Yeah, and I guess it's one of these, too, that you've got to go when it's available for you to go and get in that position while it's there to get into. Now, the tough part that you got is, as you well know, you're running up against one of the good old boy networks that's been around for a long time, as they refer to in this state. And you know, but he's been able to, as a Republican, kind of work with the so a very strong candidate that you're going up against. But there again, he's saying he's ready to be done anyways.
Well, you're referring to my likely opponent. There is a Republican primary, September 14th.
Yeah, it's like somebody else is going to go.
Congressman Mike Castle has been elected since 1966, and he is a well-liked man, and he served our country and our state a long time. But he and I have different philosophies and different views of where we ought to go.
Yeah.
And as I go all over our county and our state, meeting and listening to people, what I hear is they want solutions. Many of them voted for change in 2008, and they're not seeing the positive change they want. And they want someone who's going to be a part of solving these problems.
If they wanted more information on you, website that you can go to.
ChrisCoons.com. Very easy. www.chriscoons.com.
Yeah, so we get
simple.
more information there. Chris, lots of luck. May I say what a fantastic job I think you did in county government. No matter where we can keep you in office, we need to keep you in office. And thank you for your time. Big hand for Mr. Chris Coons. We'll be right back right after this.
You too.